Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you fine. Come on, let's get started. This is something out of fantasy.
I simply had no choice. I took the last grenade and managed to hit the exact spot where the enemy was sitting.
He threw his grenade, hitting an enemy FPV, which exploded and destroyed the orc who was keeping him trapped in the dugout. Come on, buddy, speed up as fast as you can. Move as quickly as possible.
This story is not from a movie. It is incredible, but true. It is about a real Ukrainian hero who held down a position alone while completely surrounded. Wounded and unable to retreat, he did not give up. To save him, an unprecedented evacuation was carried out using an electric bicycle, which was delivered to the surrounded positions by drones. In this episode, you will see the unique drone footage and find out all the details from the participants of those events.
My name is Mykola Hrytsenko, call sign Odessa. I'm the youngest chief of staff in the Rubizh Brigade and in the 4th Battalion, respectively. I want to tell you an interesting story, a story of evacuation, a story of the saved life of one of our brothers in arms. While carrying out tasks in the Siversky direction, we saw how the line of combat actively changed, how the enemy constantly tried to wedge itself into our battle formations, to break through our lines using a wide variety of tactics, small group tactics, and mine-throwing tactics. We encountered all of this in this particular direction, and the most difficult experience for us was here. During this rotation, one of our advanced positions found itself completely surrounded by the enemy. The enemy was in front, behind, and on the flanks. In other words, the enemy was everywhere. Our guys held their ground to the last. There were 4 of them from the very beginning, but 2 were killed in action by enemy fire from a drone while repelling the assault. Another was killed in action by an FPV strike when their shelter was set on fire, and he tried to extinguish it. One of our guys with the call sign Tankman remained at this position and held the defense there alone. Introduce yourself. What's your call sign?
Tankman.
Which brigade are you from?
3018.
The Rubizh Brigade, right?
Yes. We went in there, and from the first day they started bombing us, constant drops from drones. Infantry attacks. They threw gas, grenades. They destroyed our entrance to the shelter. Then 2 of our guys became 200. We were left alone with Mikhailovich. Our drones covered us from above as best they could. Then the enemy dropped 2 gas cylinders and an incendiary mixture. The dugout caught fire. Mikhailovich climbed out to put it out. When he climbed out, I heard 3 drops from the drone. First one, then 2 more at the same time. And then, silence. Then, when the gas dissipated, I tried to climb out. But I heard the hum of drones. I said into the radio, "Mikhailovich is gone. I only saw his boot at the exit."
He was wounded and unable to move on his own. He could only crawl. But despite this, he repelled enemy attacks. It was impossible to drive armored vehicles there, because the enemy was everywhere. He couldn't get out on his own either, because he had to walk 1.5 kilometers to the nearest position. In his condition, with injuries to his lower limbs, he simply wouldn't have made it.
After that, I was left alone at the position. My leg was wounded.
How long did you stay alone at position?
4 or 5 days.
And every day they came to attack you.
Yes, every day I was surrounded, almost from all sides. Every day they climbed in pairs from different sides. I fought back as I could. Our drones provided cover.
He was completely alone in his position. The enemy constantly tried to approach him, constantly tried to get into his shelter. Despite this, he continued to fight. His commanders constantly supported him, kept in touch with him, saying, "You're doing great. Hang in there, friend. We'll definitely get you out." He was there alone for about a week, fighting and destroying a platoon of orcs single-handedly. We thought long and hard about how to evacuate him. We came up with the idea of using an electric bike that could carry a heavy drone there. Heavy drones, such as the Vampire, Bat, and Heavy Shot, are not used during the day simply because they are very visible against the sky. They are also very audible. That is, if you fly somewhere near enemy positions, even 2 kilometers away, they will hear you, report it, and prepare all their resources, drones, FPV, small arms, and set everything up to shoot down this heavy drone, carry out this evacuation. We had to calculate the right time of day and the right weather conditions that would allow us to do it. Well, and the weight. The weight of this electric bike alone is almost 40 kilograms. Our heavy drones, the Vampire and Bats, can carry up to 15 kilograms. The Heavy Shot can carry 40 kilograms, but it can only carry it for a distance of 2 kilometers. This meant that the pilot and the loading point had to be 2 kilometers away from the evacuation point. It was simply impossible. We tried many times. Once, our drone with a bicycle was shot down by the enemy when we were flying to the evacuation. The second time, the motors failed, burned out, and the drone fell with the bicycle. The third time, we took all the shortcomings into account, tying it to a winch and setting up transfer stations. That is, the drone first carried the bicycle in disassembled form to a position closer to the line of combat. There, it was assembled and turned on, so that it would arrive at our wounded soldier already powered up. Everything was planned down to the last detail. Our brother was briefed on all the details of the operation. When he heard about the bicycle option, you could immediately tell from his voice that he was hopeful. He was confident that everything would work out for all of us. We promised that we would do everything possible to make this idea a reality.
They tried to drop bicycles to me with a large drone.
Electric bicycles.
Yes. But some of them didn't make it because they were shot down.
A heavy drone flew up, and a bicycle was attached to it. We filmed it as it flew away. Our hearts were racing, our fists were clenched, all our nerve cells were tense. We were worried that everything would work out. Plus, we mustn't forget that the enemy was everywhere around this position. We had to organize cover for this infantryman. We cover him with smoke so that the enemy couldn't see him. Our drones also worked hard to suppress the enemy's positions so that they wouldn't even think of coming out. And there was hope that in the midst of this commotion, our soldier would be able to get out, even considering the mines on the roads, and the fact that the enemy could simply fire at him with small arms. We relied on speed and surprise, because no one expected such a maneuver from us. On the silence of this electric bike, and of course, on the courage and bravery of the tankman himself, who was holding the defense there. The heavy drone flew to the position, descended, lowered the bicycle by a winch, and the tankman climbed out and took it. But it was clear that something had gone wrong. The tension grew, and we began to figure out what was wrong. We called his commanders to have them relay all conversations with him to us. It turned out that the cables had become tangled in the bicycle wheels. It took a little time, but the tankman is a smart guy and did everything very quickly.
I got a little stuck there. The cables got tangled up in the wheels, and at first I couldn't drive. It didn't work. But then, with God's help, I drove off.
He untangled it, sat down, and drove off. Come on, buddy, speed up as fast as you can. Move as quickly as possible. And the moment he drove off, shouts of joy rang out in the headquarters. Everyone was shouting, I think just like at the company's observation post. We watched it, as if we had launched the first airplane in the world. It was an incredible feeling. At the front line, our soldier is riding a bicycle. Guys, point the camera a little forward so we can see and correct where he should go. He drove off, and after moving 400 meters from his position and getting very close to our neighboring position, from where our guys could pick him up, he hit a remote mine.
I was almost there, but I hit an anti-personnel mine with my front wheel. The wheel was torn off, the bike broke, and I fell. I tried to walk, but my leg hurt too much. Then our guys ran out to meet me and picked me up. I am very grateful to them.
He hit a landmine. Our joy immediately came to an end. A moment of silence. The smoke cleared, and out of it emerged the tankman with the broken bicycle, throwing it aside. I was in contact with the company commander at that moment, who must have been biting his nails from the stress. And then I hear the tankman say, "What should I do next?" We tell him, "Come on, buddy, keep going. Go as fast as you can. Try to move forward. Don't stop. You can do it. You're strong." Believe in you. You are awesome. We supported him a lot. He walked another 200 meters before the guys from the neighboring position ran out, met him, picked him up, and took him to their shelter. This is also a very courageous act. The tankman is a hero, and these guys are no less so, because they didn't go to pick him up somewhere in the rear. They do it on the front line, where the enemy was close by. They ran out, picked him up, examined him, and found no new injuries. His guardian angel protected him throughout the entire route. He hit a mine, but luckily it was his electric bike, and not his leg. It's good that we pulled him out of there. Then we gradually moved him a couple of positions to the rear. But he was still in a very dangerous area. The Siversky direction is known for its incredibly complex logistics. There are almost none there. This means that in order for our guys to get into position, they have to walk 6 to 7 kilometers, and the same to get out. A tankman in such a condition would not be able to cover such a distance. Therefore, it was decided to repeat the trick with the bicycle. Volunteers, kind people, helped us buy another electric bike. We prepared it, took it apart. On the same day, we delivered it to the position of the heavy drone. Following the established procedure, we delivered it to another position in disassembled form. There, the guys assembled and turned it on. The heavy drone arrives again, picks it up with a winch, and transfers it to the tankman. The tankman has already met this bike, sat on it, picked up the radio station, and drove off. "Come on, buddy, speed up. Come on, step on the gas. Drive as fast as you can. Here, drive to the right, on the road further to the right." He drove for literally 15 minutes, but for us, it felt like half a lifetime. We corrected his movements. He drove very well through an extremely dangerous area where FPV drones, both enemy and ours, are constantly operating. He just flew through it, and the enemy didn't notice him. He drove and shouted into the radio, "Tell our pilots that I'm not an orc. Tell them not to shoot at me." He was very nervous after spending a week surrounded, and then a couple more days on the front lines. He left there and met his comrades, who were happy to see him and talk to him. He began to tell how he had fought a defensive battle there, how he had destroyed the orcs. It was a very interesting story about how he had only one grenade left. He threw it, hitting an enemy FPV drone, which exploded and hit an orc. Wait, what?
My assault rifle jammed, damn it. The cartridge got stuck in the barrel along with the shell. I couldn't fire it. Before that, a drone flew in, but it didn't explode. It landed near the entrance to my hole. One enemy ran away. Our drones caught up with him, and one remained near my entrance. I had one grenade left. I had no choice. I threw the grenade and hit exactly the FPV drone near which the orc was sitting. There was a powerful explosion, and the orc probably didn't like it. Then our drones covered me, thank God. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Then, with the help of my commanders, I got out of there.
The orc climbed almost into his hole, and just sat there with his rifle, not letting him out, not letting him do anything. The Tankman says, "Well, I have only one grenade. There's nowhere to go." And the entrance to his dugout was constantly being mined remotely. That is, FPV drones were sitting at the entrance, preventing him from going out for provisions. These are FPV drones on fiber optics. With a camera, they sat, watched, and waited for someone to appear to detonate. It was such FPV that landed near his hole. The orc climbed in and sat down next to this drone. Our soldier threw his last grenade and hit the FPV, which exploded along with the grenade and destroyed the orc who was holding him at gunpoint. This is something out of fantasy. But if someone had told me that one day we would be delivering a 40-kilogram bicycle by drone, which, according to its technical specifications, is not designed for this at all. It is designed for loads of about 20 kilograms over such a distance. And here we have an electric bike. The pilots did an excellent job. Even after losing 2 drones, they didn't give up or say it was a bad idea. Like the rest of the team, they believed in it and did their best to make it happen. So, dear friends, on behalf of the entire battalion, I kindly ask you not to be surprised if you see a strange fundraiser for an electric bike or a monowheel. It may save someone's life. The military will figure out how to use it. If they are raising money for ground-based robotic systems and the like, it is only to save someone's life. And it works. It will work if you put your mind to it and never give up. This operation cost us 2 lost electric bikes worth $2,500 and 2 lost heavy-shot drones worth about $15,000 each. But we got a saved life out of it. We saved our brother. And that money is simply incomparable to a human life. We are ready to spend many times more just to save the life of each of our soldiers.
If you are interested in today's episode and would like me to continue doing episodes like this next, then let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. You can support the author by the details in the description. Thank you.